Hello everyone, this is a HappyAnimaidCafeManager here with a new walkthrough project, and this will be the last of the Xenosaga trilogy, and this will be the only Xenosaga game that I will do a walkthrough blindly. Xenosaga Episode 3. I ordered this game earlier this week, but it came in sooner than I had hoped. I was expecting this game to arrive in the mail by Saturday. Well, I'm stunned on how quick it came. Actually, it arrived yesterday. I just didn't bother to check the mail. Also, Sprash Zarathustra. 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 What does that mean? So anyway, I'm just gonna play this game fairly like the other games and hopefully work out a strategy. But if I come across something that I don't understand, so yeah, probably this time around I'm probably gonna look up on the line on how to advance it in the game. Right? Unable to load. What's wrong? Summary of Episode 1. 20 XXAD. The mysterious plate-like object was found at an archaeological dig around Lake Turkana, located in northern Kenya. The object, named Zohar, was responsible for the disappearance of lost Jerusalem, forcing mankind to escape into outer space. 4,000 years later, TC 4767, the 111th Marine Division of the Galaxy Federation Army with the space cruiser Wuglinde as its flagship was on a mission to investigate the disappearance of HappyAnimaid. The anti-Gnosis android Cosmos was deployed on the Wuglinde in case of an attack by the mysterious enemy Gnosis. Shion Uzuki, the chief of Vector's first R&D division and development members were also on board for Cosmos startup experiments. Cosmos startup experiment was conducted repeatedly while the fleet continued their investigation, but the experiments were not going smoothly and the unit was not ready for combat. Though frustrated with the failed experiment, Shion also felt resistance to Cosmos, left by her dead lover Kevin, waking up as a weapon. Assistant Chief Alan Ridgely, who was in love with Shion, could only watch her silently. While investigating the area where the disappearance occurred, the Wuglinde found an object thought to be the Zohar and stored it. Finished with the investigation, the fleet left the area. With the mission safety accomplished, the crew breathed a sigh of relief. Shion was attacked by the Gnosis that had infiltrated the ship and she lost consciousness. She saw an image of a mysterious girl that called herself Nephilim. Shion was helpless and knew she would die, but Cosmos self-activated and saved her. Shion rendezvoused with Alan and Virgil after being saved by Cosmos and attempted to escape from the Wuglinde. Cosmos defeated the numerous Gnosis that attacked them, but during the battle, Cosmos shot and killed Captain Virgil along with the Gnosis in order to save Shion. Cosmos felt no remorse for killing Virgil and told Shion that she is a weapon. Shion was appalled at her actions. Shion was unable to accept what Cosmos declared and escaped from the Wuglinde with Alan in the same escape pod. Shion was rescued by a space cargo vessel, the Elsa, and met a boy named Chaos, who possessed strange powers. In front of Shion, Chaos disintegrated the Gnosis just by touching it. She was surprised by his power while Chaos silently smiled at her. The captain of the ship, Matthews, accepted Cosmos' high-handed request and headed for Second Miltia with Shion and Alan. Meanwhile, the cyborg Ziggy was on a lone mission on an asteroid Pleroma by the request of the Galaxy Federation's Contact Subcommittee to retrieve the kidnapped 100 series prototype Realian Momo from the UTIC organization. Momo was targeted by the UTIC commander Margulis due to the secret document known as the Y data that was embedded into her subconscious domain by Joachim Mizrahi. Ziggy was able to safely rescue her and escape Pleroma with a small vessel, but was pursued. While on their way to Second Miltia, the Elsa detected Ziggy and Momo, who were under attack. They were destroyed the UTIC organization's Autotech and saved them. After conferring with Jerry Mizrahi, Ziggy and Momo stayed on board the Elsa to go to Second Miltia. Later, the Elsa rendezvoused with a heavily armed ship, the Durandal, that was investigating the UTIC organization. Shion and the others met a boy named Junior, who was a member of the board of directors of the special foundation known as the Kukai Foundation. Junior, with ties to the Second Miltia government, understood the situation surrounding Momo and invited them to stay at the Kukai Foundation. They get a little respite at the colony owned by the Kukai Foundation, courtesy of the representative director Gainem Kukai. Margulis, who had been watching them, created a trap for the Foundation in order to obtain the Y data that lay dormant in Momo. By Margulis' scheme, the Foundation was surrounded by a Federation fleet on the grounds of treason against the Federation. They were arrested and detained by the army, but they proved their innocence with the battle data recorded in Cosmos. They were safely released from the army by Margulis had already ordered possession of Momo. The man in charge of Albedo Piazzolla was a URTV, a bioweapon created during the Miltian conflict 15 years ago, and a man obsessed with Junior, another URTV like him. Albedo accepted Margulis' request and powered the Song of Nephilim, an invention of madness by Joachim Mizrahi in Miltian space. Second Miltia and the Kukai Foundation were in danger from the swarm of Gnosis that appeared in Miltia space from the song. Momo was kidnapped by Albedo and taken to the Song of Nephilim when she stayed behind to treat the injured. Junior was enraged when he found out that Momo had been taken. Shion used Cosmos Space Cannon to force the Song of Nephilim to appear in real space. They successfully entered it and saved Momo while cornering Albedo. However, Albedo managed to escape when a mysterious cloaked individual known as Testament suddenly appeared before them. Albedo had gone mad and brought the massive factory Pro Merkaba into existence using the white data fragments he had acquired from Momo. Albedo tried to destroy Second Miltia with Pro Merkaba, which was powerful enough to take on a Gnosis. Shion and the others attempted to destroy Proto Merkaba from the inside to stop its attack. They successfully destroyed the main reactor and at its center, which had fused with a Gnosis, but after losing its power source, Proto Merkaba started to slowly fall to Second Miltia. Albedo laughed at Junior and left. Cosmos attempted to dismantle Proto Merkaba from the inside to stop it from devastating Second Miltia. She was successfully able to dismantle it, and Proto Merkaba disintegrated into numerous fragments. However, unable to get out of Second Miltia's gravitational field, the Elsa started to fall out of control as well. The Elsa was engulfed in a high temperature of atmospheric plasma. In order to save the Elsa, Cosmos exited the vessel to deploy her protective shield around the ship. Shion tried to stop her, but communication with her was cut off. Although her body was burned by the frictional heat, Cosmos deployed a shield. As if responding to her powers, Chaos Fist started to glow. The two powers surrounded the Elsa as white wings. The Elsa emerged in the sunrise, and from the bridge, Shion saw Cosmos standing on the ship. Alright, here's the summary for Xenosaga Episode 2, TC 4753. The conflict that had broken out on Miltia had already spread its flames of war across the entire planet. To destroy the source of the conflict, the UTIC organization and to the capture of the organization's founder, Joachim Mizrahi, the Galaxy Federation executed its third descent operation against the UTIC headquarters of Labyrinthos. Also sent to neutralize the Zohar control system was the Federation's trump card, the URTV's Special Forces unit. Lieutenant General Helmer of the Galaxy Federation Special Operation Forces felt there was danger in allowing contact between the URTV bioweapons and Zohar control device. He independently put into action a secret plan to protect the URTVs. With the cooperation of Vector CEO Wilhelm Helmer, sent in a new model weapon, the ES Asher, and entrusted its two pilots, Chaos and Kanan, with the task of reaching Labyrinthos. The ES Asher made it through the fighting and descended into the city streets, but at the same time the UTIC organization pushed to desperation, activated the Song of Nephilim. The song sent the streets of Miltia into complete pandemonium. Kanan and Chaos found themselves under the overwhelming attack of the Realians and Federation soldiers that had lost their minds. a single Federation AMWS came to their rescue. Its pilot was none other than Shion Uzuki's older brother, Captain Jin Uzuki of the Special Operations Military Intelligence Unit. Via a certain method, Jin had obtained information regarding the Miltian conflict and had been heading for Labyrinthos in order to analyze it. Learning that his objective was the same as Kanan and Chaos, they traveled together to Labyrinthos' main terminal. Commander Marius of the UTEC organization appeared before them to settle the matters of the past that bound them deeply together, and Jin and Marius crossed swords. Jin barely managed to fight off Marius, but was badly wounded himself. Judging that he could not continue his mission, he entrusted the data he had obtained into Kanan's memory and bid them farewell. Later, the Berserk Zohar brought about a space-time anomaly that pulled Miltia into the abyss. Miltia was lost, flashing forward 14 years from that event brings us to the present. TC 4767. After stopping the fall of Pro Makaba, the Elsa lands safely on second Miltia. Shion Jr. and the others temporarily split up to attend to their respective tasks. Shion headed to Vector's second R&D division to turn over Cosmos Jr. and the others headed for the UMN Control Center to analyze the Y data that slept within Momo. Finally free from their previous danger, Jr. and the others relaxed, but the mobile weapon team led by Pellegrini attacked Momo once more. To protect Momo, the group ran into the city, but the enemy forces attacked them without hesitation, and their escape routes were cut off one by one. They were saved from their predicament by Kanan in the ES Asher. Meanwhile, Shion finished handing over Cosmos and was reunited with her brother in the city. Shion felt a mix of emotions upon unexpectedly seeing her brother again and was unable to be honest about her feelings. The events of the Miltian conflict 14 years earlier have built a wall between them. The next day, with the cooperation of the Durando crew, the analysis of the Y data began. As a representative of the contact subcommittee, Jury arrived at the control center in order to be present at Momo's analysis procedure. Momo rejoiced at seeing Jury again, but Jury held a complex mix of emotions regarding Momo, who had been constructed in the image of her late daughter. Jury could welcome the arrival of Junior's group, but she was unable to hide her troubled feelings towards Momo, the Realian girl who viewed Jury as her mother. The analysis procedure was expected to go smoothly, but a trap was set by Albedo was triggered, and the Y data began to leak out. Jury and the others tried to prevent the exposure of the data, but their desperate efforts proved futile and the Y data continued to leak out. Observing the situation from the depths of her own consciousness, Momo shattered her own mind to sever the external links to stop the data flow and protect Jury and the Joachim's legacy. But her action had great cost and all of Momo's functions shut down. Jury's desperate treatment barely managed to prevent Momo's complete shutdown, but her mind had been shattered. But her inner consciousness would not return. Shion and Alan were at the second R&D division when they received a message from Junior telling them of Momo's dire situation. They hurried to the control center. Shion joined up with Junior and the others, and together they attempted to dive into Momo's subconscious domain to recover her mind. The world into which they dove turned out to be the memories of Sakura, the daughter of Joachim and Jury after whom Momo had been modeled. In the world of Momo's subconscious domain, Junior re-experienced his memories of when he had been part of the URTV forces. His first meeting with Sakura, the days of training with Albedo and Negredo, a flood of memories drove Junior's heart into greater and greater disarray. Finally, Albedo appeared before Junior and tormented him over his betrayal of his comrades. Junior exploded with anger toward Albedo for hurting Momo and was unable to control his red dragon power. Seeing the two brothers Junior and Albedo fighting each other, their own flesh and blood, Momo began to resonate with Sakura's consciousness, which had been sleeping within. Momo's own subconscious domain and finally awoke, but that in fact had been Albedo's true objective. With the awakening of Momo's consciousness, the Y data leaked out and Albedo finally obtained what he had sought for so long. With the Y data in hand, Albedo restored the passage to Old Milsha, unlocking the sealed-away planet to accomplish his personal objective. Upon learning of the disturbance in Milshan space and the restorative of Old Milsha, the immigrant fleet as well as the Galaxy Federation government began invasion operations to recover the original Zohar that lay on Milsha. Milshan's space was in disarray, filled with a multitude of hopes and ambitions. To quell the chaos, Second Milsha government representative Helmer commissioned the Kukai Foundation to guard the Zohar. Junior and the others accepted Helmer's request and together with Jin and Kanan put into action a plan to reach Old Milsha in the Elsa. Meanwhile, with the declaration of the state of emergency in Milshan space, Shion was called to Vector's headquarters. The Damarong Nephilim appeared before her once again to fulfill her promise to the Febronia. Shion stole the spacecraft the Dina from the Damarong hangar and headed for Milsha with Alan. On their way to Milsha, Shion and Alan were suddenly attacked by unidentified mobile weapons and found themselves in a hopeless situation against their overwhelming power. To save Shion, Cosmos once again started up under her own will. With the power of Cosmos and the Dina, Shion and Alan escaped their predicament and met up with Elsa on its mission. The two groups joined forces. After landing on Milsha, the party fought off the Utic organization's persistent attacks and headed straight for Labyrinthos. When they arrived at its core, they saw the original Zohar before them, as well as Udu and its control system with Febronia's sisters attached inside. The twisted forms of Cicely and Cassie were being kept alive as a mere part of the system. Shion reacted with shock at the sight. The leader of the immigrant fleet, Patriarch Sergius, appeared before them and declared that all of this was for the sake of Ormus' rule. He then used the system to activate the Zohar. There was no way to stop the Zohar besides destroying the system, but that meant the death of Febronia's sisters. As Shion was overwhelmed with despair, the image of Febronia once again spoke gently to her. Shion understood Febronia's words and ordered Cosmos to destroy the system to free Febronia's sisters from their curse. But even destroying the system did not stop the Zohar, and the Patriarch brought about the revival of Proto-Omega. The Omega system appeared, destroying Milsha, and the Galaxy Federation fleet was wiped out, completely helpless against Omega's overwhelming destructive power. To destroy this giant system, Shion and the others penetrated the Omega using the Elsa. The party faced off against the Patriarch in the center of Omega, then Albedo appeared before them. Albedo tried to take the Zohar from the Patriarch, but he was defeated by Proto-Omega's overwhelming power and faded away into nothingness. Junior was filled with rage at seeing his other half killed before his eyes, but faced with the fearsome power that the Patriarch had obtained, could do nothing but watch. The Patriarch laughed at them, calling them nothing but more than insects, and moved to destroy Second Milsha to demonstrate his godlike power. Suddenly, however, Pro-Omega shut down. The Testament appeared before the bewildered Patriarch. To retrieve the Zohar from the Patriarch, Testament destroyed him along with Proto-Omega. Shion's group was confused as to the Testament's intent. The Testament ignored the party completely and revived Albedo, allowing him to finally fulfill his wish of contacting Udu. The space-time anomaly brought about by the contact of Albedo and Udu swallowed up Milshan space and began to slowly spread out through the cosmos. To settle things with Albedo, Junior set out alone in space-time anomaly. The said conflict between brothers was resolved with the destruction of Albedo. The Kirschwashers gently nestled up to Albedo's lingering consciousness as it was gradually dissipated with his cherished desire fulfilled. Albedo faded away in satisfaction. Though it had only been a brief moment, Junior had been able to touch his heart. He quietly looked on as Albedo, his brother, and his other half passed on. The space-time anomaly receded. The original Zohar that drifted at its center was swallowed by a giant Gnosis Abel's arc and was once again lost. In his office on board the Dameron, Wilhelm watched over the event. Chaos quietly but firmly made his intentions clear to Wilhelm, hearing his words. Wilhelm merely smiled. Well, anyway, now that I give you a synopsis for both games, thanks for watching. Until next time, to be continued, baby.